Okay, this will address the recent discussions that have been held about Tyson's Corner and about the Wheelie Avenue metro stop, where height has become a question of discussion. And I will start that by a journey. I will begin this journey at the Hampton, Newport area of Virginia, and driving from there in the right seat of the car, I can look out the window, and here's what I think I see. First of all, you see a lot of churches. You can see the spire ahead of you, and next to each church is generally a cemetery, because I learned that in the South that if you want to get in the ground, you have to do so with a church, that there were no non-church related cemeteries. And next to that would be the parson's house, and you could tell by the character of the car what kind of congregation it would be. It could be a farm truck, it could be a luxury SUV, which would give you some hint as to what's going on. As you proceed from 17, you get up to 95, and you do find 95 after you pass the fast food spots there at the intersection, which makes it a very hard intersection to get through. Then finally onto 95, you head towards Washington, D.C., as will everybody else coming from Florida that wants to go along the East Coast. And some signs that are visible on the side. One is that you pass King's Dominion, and you see some of the rides from a distance. And I assume that the King's Dominion would be, people would realize that wasn't the King of England, and it had nothing to do with them anymore. It was probably a tourist attraction. Further on down the road, you'll see what looks like a golf tee with the name "Welcome to Prince William County." And that's the first sign that you are approaching anything in Northern Virginia, because it's in English and not Old English. Further down the road, you find another indicator. It's the signs that say Potomac Mills, which is a great visible attraction. It should be a grocery cart, but it's not. Further down the road, you will find an intersection that will tell you that if you want to go to Rockville, you go this way. If you want to go to Dulles, you go that way. And you're not sure which way you're going to go. So if you do head to Dulles, head in the right direction towards Reston and Tyson's, the first thing that you'll see on the right is a terminal building. It says terminal, and I think it's where they stored the newsprint for the Washington Post, which surprised me that they bring it from the water to the inland like that, because they don't print the paper in this direction, I don't think. But that's the first identifiable piece of real estate that you see. Further down the road, you see the hotel off to the side, which is the Fairport. No, not. It's a Marriott. So you can see that, and then finally you're moving along, and you see something ahead of you that looks like a shopping bag. That's the Keystone Building of Tyson's Corner. But you don't know that yet. You just see that tall building from a distance. Then further along on that road, you will pass a Washington Hilton, which if you want to stop there, you'll have a hard time finding your way in, because the signs to get you into that Hilton are difficult. The next building that is in view is the Sheraton Premier. Which makes me think I'm a little bit like in Hollywood, because it's a round building just like the one just off of Hollywood and Vine, which I think is the RCA building. Those are the indicators that tell me where I am and who I am and why. I might want to go there. Further down the road, I will see another tall building that comes into view. It is what we call the IC around here. It's the International Center. It's the tallest building in Northern Virginia. On the highest piece of land. Then signs start to appear that say Ruston next turn, and from there you don't see something called Town Center, but you may see a little bit of its skyline. As I've taken this journey thus far, if I want to know where I'm going, I can't. And I will go backtrack a little bit and say that when I've tried to send people to the Falls Church Metro, there is no indicators there that you can see it from the road. And so you have to catch the small sign on the side to say Metro next right. That is not a very good indicator or a very good trademark maker for places that are relying on business and travelers and what have you to gain their identity. And so when I think of tall buildings, I think of New York, of course, and I also think of Chicago, and of course the tall buildings in the world are now being built on the coastlines in Abu Dhabi and in China. And it used to be that Miami Beach was known for its wall of high-rises and the condos. And people down there said, don't build any more of those. For crying out loud, what do you want to do? Just bring more traffic? And what you did. And so that was one view that I've had of height. And number one, it provides a view. Number two, it tells you where people, it's a locator. And one of the other locators that I find more important to me is when I went down Route 606 headed towards a place called Ruston. There was a tall building there that was a beacon for me. That was an indicator of Lake Ann. That's what drew me in. That's what kept me here. So these landmarks are an important part of navigating for even the fancy folks. And I think of how frustrating it might have been for the Confederate soldiers who are marching to wherever they're told to march to with no mark